What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about this 23-year-old loser of a mother by the name of Tania Nicole McGowan. She is a struggling Onlyfans model, and I believe also may have been doing some escorting, and I'm going to explain why I think so. She was jailed after her 5-month-old son starved to death. They found that the child had not been eating, and his rib cage had protruded. You know, you like the children that you see over there in Africa and those old advertisements about giving money, and you see the babies, the young ones, stuff. You know, rib is protruded. It's similar to that. 23 years old. She couldn't handle being a single mother for 5 months. If it was, you know, that long that she was by herself, because the baby's father, and we're going to get into what he had to say, the baby's father wasn't there. And even in his post about this, he talked about how he feels bad that he let his selfishness get the better of him. I just think he wanted to get away from her. You see, this is what we should be spending our time on. We should be spending our time on destructive females like this. Young heifers that should have never been able to be a mother. There are women out here who can't have children, who desperately want to be mothers, who desperately want to be able to raise children. But here you have these low-life heifers who are given a slap on the wrist for a lot of things in their life. So they think they can get away with starving their own newborn. Why? Is it because you're tired of being a single mother after 5 months? You're mad that the baby father doesn't want you anymore? See, this is where we're at with this. You got somebody that cared more about entertaining men online than actually being a decent human being, a good mother, a nurturer. Western women, and I have said this, I did a live stream recently about this, about how these Western women are losing their minds. And this because they're being coddled by society. The society doesn't want to hold them accountable. They would rather go after men and throw the book at men, whether they're innocent or guilty. This is what they would rather do. Instead of them actually dealing with this failing culture that we have, the fact that you have females like this who would rather be sleeping with men on her OnlyFans or whatever she was doing on there, because she had 2 of them. I'm going to get to why she probably had to get a new one. She would rather be entertaining men online than actually being a good mother. These women don't care about that. Another reason why Gen Z women are undateable. This person should be thrown under the jail. And what I find interesting is that they gave her, what, a $500,000 bail and another $1 million bail. She shouldn't have gotten any bail. A message needs to be sent, because these women are starting to lose it. And you're seeing more and more stories of these women just doing the stupidest things, and you're wondering why. So let's get into it. This is from Law and Crime. A 23-year-old mother in Florida was arrested for allegedly beating and starving her 5-month-old son to death. Tania Nicole McGowan was taken into custody last week and charged with 1 count of child abuse and child neglect over an infant's death, according to records reviewed by Law and Crime. According to the arrest report, medical personnel with Jackson Fire and Rescue at approximately 6:17 p.m. on December 11th responded to a 911 call regarding an unresponsive infant at a residence located at the 14,000 block of Duval Road. Upon arriving at the scene, first responders located the infant and transported him to University of Florida Health. He was pronounced dead shortly after arriving at the facility. At approximately 8:45 p.m., deputies with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office was dispatched to the hospital, where the staff told them that the deceased child's mother, later identified as McGowan, had left the building right after her son was pronounced dead, the document states. While the results of the autopsy were still pending, when the arrest report was filed, the medical staff told the detective that the child was emaciated, weighing only 7 pounds. This dirty, disgusting heifer starved this baby till they were like 7 pounds. After 5 months. Now that's if a baby was just born. You know, you may have a 7-pound baby when they're just born, but after 5 months, 7 pounds at the time of his death. The detective on the scene described the boy as appearing extremely malnourished to the point that the victim's stomach was caved in and the rib cage protruded. The victim's face was thin and his cheeks were sunken in, detective wrote. A medical examiner determined the infant was severely dehydrated and malnourished, finding that there was no evidence of food in the child's stomach or intestines. Detectives located McGowan at her home, where she allegedly provided written consent for the scene to be processed inside. Detectives say they found the home cluttered with little to no furniture, because she was a broke bum that wasn't making no money on her OnlyFans. I'm gonna tell you right now, you know, through research, I saw that as of the 21st, somebody had been her OnlyFans account, and that she had been posting content consistently up until early December. So while her child was starving and while she was posting OnlyFans content, that child wasn't eating. I bet she probably was eating in that baby's face. All because what? You were mad at the baby's father because he didn't want you? There's a lot of men out here that don't want you. There was only a single container of baby formula and 2 bottles in the home, the report states. In an interview with investigators, McGowan allegedly said that she put her own son down at around 8 p.m. the previous night. She woke up at 11 a.m. and did not check on the infant for another 3 hours. She probably was in some dude's face, probably making some content, at which point she assumed the boy was still asleep. McGowan allegedly said that she fell asleep again, waking up at around 6 p.m. just lousy and lazy, making a bottle at 6 p.m. and making a bottle. She made an 8-ounce bottle and went to wake the victim, and he was unresponsive. According to a report, McGowan stated that the victim's eyes and mouth were open. He was pale and cold to the touch. That's because you didn't check on him, you moron. See, I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of single mothers just like this. Just like this. They don't care about their kids. They just care about winning and getting custody. That's all they care about. They don't care about their children. They don't even care about themselves. This heifer doesn't even care about herself. The manager of McGowan's apartment complex spoke to detectives and expressed concern for the well-being of the victim. The manager informed investigators that McGowan on December 6th was inside the complex common area when people heard slapping sounds. They looked in the commons area and found Tania McGowan with the infant and another small child. So does she have 2 children? The surveillance footage of the incident provided to investigators allegedly showed the following. Oh boy. Tania McGowan can be seen laying the victim on a couch and then walks away. The victim is covered in a baby blanket. The arrest report states McGowan returns to the victim and picks him up and then forcefully slams him back into the couch. She grabs the victim by the head and face and forcefully twists the victim's head to the side. She then covers the victim's head with the blanket and begins to forcefully strike the victim on the back repeatedly with an open hand. This is Mother of the Year, right? Mother of the Year contender right here. This is the face of lazy, disgusting single mothers. 23-year-old lazy loser who should never be allowed out of the jail system or out of prison, because that's where she's going, to do this to your child. You are a disgrace to mothers everywhere, and everybody's gonna know who you are, even though you have websites that refuse to talk about this. That's why I'm doing a video, because I want more people to see what we, especially us as black men in the black community, have to deal with. There are men who grew up with mothers like this. There are men today who are adults who dealt with mothers just like this, or who have baby mamas just like this. This is why if you're having children with a woman and y'all break up, you might be better off seeking full custody, because these hurt heifers are willing to hurt those young ones in order to get back at you. That's what they will do, because this is how disgusting they are. You know, this is a disgusting person, right? McGowan then allegedly grabs the victim by the face and twists the head once before again covering him with a blanket and striking him forcefully on the back. Finally, she allegedly shown taking a large throw pillow from the couch and putting it over the infant's head before walking away. And she did all this in the common area. McGowan allegedly told investigators that she had never brought her son to a doctor since his July birth. Again, this person is lousy and a loser. Don't know what she doing. She further claimed that she noticed the child was slimming down, but allegedly said that she thought he had only looked that way because he was growing in length. And not only is she a lousy mother, she's not very intelligent either. She is currently held on a $1.5 million bond and is scheduled to appear in Duval County Courthouse on January 5th. She should never be allowed out. This person is a disgrace, and listen, she should never be allowed out to procreate ever again. Let's get to what the father had to say. We're going to get to what he had to say, because to me, I think she did this out of spite and out of hate for him. I think that's why she did this. I think she did this because in her mind, she's getting back at him. He says, it hurts me to say this, but my pride and joy is gone. If you know me, I was so happy to be a father. I used to tell my mama how good of a father I would be, but I failed my son. I was selfish and left him with a person that only seen him as money and stability. I go live with my baby every day, kiss her, and tell him to fear none and respect all. I wanted to teach him that I wanted him to get locks every day. Loved him so much, and my family that I'm ignoring. I'm sorry. I feel ashamed and blame myself. Y'all didn't get to meet my baby Mecca. Y'all pay attention to the people y'all around, especially the one that you're laying with. I ignore all the warning signs. I can't say I didn't see this coming from a depression parent, but now I have to live with my heart ripped out. The only person I felt loved me 2000% is gone. I'm going to get justice for my baby. He ain't going out like that, not in vain. Somebody going with him. I hate her for this and myself as well. He deserved to live. His life was so short, but I captured every moment of it. I'm 700 miles away from my child, and he's gone. Thank you for the encouragement I'm getting from everybody. Just help me bring this to light, please. My son didn't do anything but be a baby. She left him to die. And that is from his father, that she hated because he didn't want her. She needs to be thrown under the jail. What a disgusting, despicable person. And let me tell you this, you know, she had gotten a new OnlyFans account this year. Her other account, I believe I guess it got shut down last year. I believe she was out here looking for tricks. There was one post that I saw where she was looking for a man with consistent money that can spend on her in her area. Yeah. I think that the young one definitely deserves justice. So let me know in the comment section, let me know your thoughts, like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.